Good morning, amazings. What a gorgeous day. What an amazing day. Amazingly beautiful day. And you get to choose all of it. So long, I thought I had no control over my day, or me, for that matter. And being an empath and having to learn how to be an empath, nobody teaches you that. So I'm going to give you some helpful hints today on being an empath. First of all, what you think may be your own feelings may not be your own feelings. If you're an empath like I am, because there's different types, you feel everything, not just thoughts, you feel it. Even if they're not sharing their story, you're feeling it. Even if you're on the bus with someone else, you're feeling it. Even if you're working with someone else, you're in an office with someone else, you're feeling it. Going to a nightclub, a store, or whatever, it doesn't matter. You get the idea. You're feeling it, right? And you have to know the difference between your feelings and someone else's feelings, your energy and somebody else's energy. And if you're going, I'm like rocking this world, do, do, do. Rosie, come. Rosie, ready? You're rocking to entertain Rose. Rocking, and then all of a sudden, plummet. Boom. Then that's probably somebody else's feelings, especially if you haven't been having negative thoughts, right? And you're being really good, you're being aware of your thoughts, you're doing all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, boom, you start feeling it. Then you have to ask yourself, okay, is it real? Do I really need to be feeling this? Can I let it go? Because I just learned something not so long ago and I was in awe about it. So, trauma dumping, first of all. Trauma dumping is something I have allowed for way too long. And many of us empaths and coaches and counselors and people pleasers, we all have wanted to help so bad that we allow trauma dumping. We allow people to tell us not just about their story, but like to dump all the trauma. And we're not set up for it. We're not able to handle it. So being empaths, we take it in and we hold it in our body somewhere. So then we end up with not feeling well, headaches and leg aches and body injuries and like all these different things because we have felt the trauma. We don't need to hold on to it. We don't need to have it at all. It's not even ours. We can let it go. So then we keep it inside ourselves and then we have to give it to somebody else. Oh, did you know so-and-so? Or we make it into our story and we change the person to now being who it was, us, instead of that other person. Did you know this other person, this happened to them? No. We'd go, you want to hear my trauma? Here. And we'll give them somebody else's trauma. I know it's weird, but we want to make our story sound worse than somebody else's. So then, of course, we add whatever in. And it's not purposely, we're not sitting there going, I need to do this. It's just something for attention or for, I don't even know. I don't know, habit, maybe? I don't know. But I do know that that doesn't suit us. It doesn't suit our purpose at all. So how do we protect ourselves as an empath from trauma dumpers, from the negative energy feeling? And how do we protect ourselves? So there's certain ways we can. First of all, be aware of who you are and where you are in every moment. Remember, you get to choose you. So you get to change your vibration from all of a sudden you feel yuck to maybe leaving the situation, maybe leaving, going for a walk, maybe meditating and breathing. And this happened, I live in a house with a lot of people. So this happens a lot. And Matthew, my oldest son, who has, he's on the spectrum and he has epilepsy. So he isn't in control of his emotions all the time. And a lot of his thought process isn't always good, isn't always positive. So I have to help him get back to, so it's not like I can actually just leave him. So I'll use him as an example. So if he's in his low vibrating energy and it's all negative, and he had a bad dream maybe, and something from the past came up in his dream, and now he feels anger and frustration because he couldn't express himself in the past because of all his seizures and his and stuff. So he expresses it through dreams or through different things he goes through that he remembers. And he can't speak like, okay, is this really bothering me? How do I let go of it? It's not like, and even if you tell him it's okay, you can let go of it, he has a really hard time understanding that. I mean, most of us do anyways. But so how do I, as an empath, not take that on? And let me tell you, I used to. I used to have a real hard time separating, you know, my kids from me, my emotion, their emotions from my emotions, their thoughts from my thoughts. It was a whole chaotic, being a people pleaser, being a wanting to be a really good mom, being um, an empath, being, you know, like, just, it was hard to figure out that, oh, wait a minute, I don't have to feel upset if they're upset. I don't have to have this yuck feeling in my body. I can go do something else. So when Matt comes in and he's on a low frequency, and it's and I realize, oh, Matt's on a low frequency, I know I get to change my thought process. So I just go and breathe. Okay, Matt's going to come in, he's going to tell me all this stuff, I got to center myself, figure me out, and then I just sit there, close my eyes, and breathe. That's a big one. Breathing helps. Different types of breathing is amazing. If you've never tried breath work or breathing work, it's amazing to do it. There's different types of it. Um, I do some as well. Ready? Get it. There's like holding your breath in. You can suck all your from the bottom of your body to the top of your head and just suck it all in and then release it. That one is amazing. But there's different ones, you know, 2 in, 2 out, 3 in, 3 out. It's, yeah, you just go, or you can do it with your mouth. And stuff like that. There's tons of breathing activities that you can do to align yourself. Where am I? Who am I? What do I want to do? Remind yourself how much you love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Just reminding yourself over and over, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. There could be a trauma that gets triggered when you're going through something, like a conversation I had the other day, and I had some issues that I had brought up in my body, and I remembered that, okay, this person is this person. I don't need to take it personally. I don't need to take their issues personally. I can move past this. How do I do it? There's tapping. If you know what tapping is, you tap your side of your hand first, and then you tap here, under your eye, under your nose. So tap, tap. You can do the side of your eye. Right, tap. So let's see if I can remember while I'm standing here thinking about it. Tap, 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 and then on your collarbone, and then under your arm, and then the top of your head. Really helpful. And then saying things like, you can say what your trauma is first. Although I'm feeling this anxiety in my body and not sure where it's coming from, I love and accept myself. something like that, to help you calm down, to help you be who you want to be. Because it is all up to you to choose you. You are powerful. You are more powerful than you realize. And it takes just you. Like I said, living in a house full of people, I get to choose who I want to be every single day, but I never realized that. I've always lived in a house full of people. I think the smallest of people I've lived in a house with is me and my 3 kids when I was a single parent. That is the smallest, so 4, 4 people in the house. I've lived with 9 people, 7 people, you know, like the list goes on and on, right? There's been so many. I've never had a small house. Usually there's a big, it's big. I got tons of people. Right now I have 6 people live in my house. Well, me and 5 others. But 2 dogs, 2 cats, a bird, and 2 rats all live in our house. And, but you still get to choose who you want to be, right? So if you're not focusing on you, then you're allowing energies. And what happens is a lot of times our old programs will come up. So somebody's in a bad mood, let's say, or there's a financial issue, or there is a job issue or something, right? I mean, I'm just throwing things out there. A house issue. Like for many times when you are renting, then you have to deal with what the landlord wants. So for so long, we would go through this thought process of getting frustrated for something we have no control over. We have no control over anything except ourselves. And if we are not in control of ourselves, we're not in control of anything. So being a people pleaser, myself, especially wanting to please my children, I get into places that I don't want to be. So I get frustrated because I'm doing this thing I don't want to do. And I'm doing it because that's what they want me to do. But I have the right to say no, right? No, I don't want to do that. And it's okay. It's okay I don't want to do that. Or my parents, right? I can say, no, I really don't want to do this. And when it comes to a part where they ask me to do something and I can't do it, then I would feel bad, right? So we have control on who we are and who we want to be. Stop feeling bad about what others want you to do and you can't do or don't want to do. Let it go. How they feel about you is none of your business. You get to choose you. So being an empath, and yes, I know what that will feel like. How can you say no to helping when you you know what that feels like because you're an empath, right? You just have to know that that's their issue they need to learn. Like you're a teacher as well as being a student. You are here to teach, and sometimes teaching them that you can say no is okay. Just like they've said no to you. Sometimes it is okay to say no, and sometimes it's okay to take care of you first. Actually, it's always okay to take care of you first. So being an empath, some of the helpful hints are make sure it's your feelings first. Let go anyways. Big one. So tapping, breathing, they all help. They all help with anxiety too. And a lot of empaths become anxious, right? But you get to be who you want to be. So choose you in every moment. Every moment, every single moment, you get to choose you. So choose who you want to be. When you wake up in the morning, think about, okay, who do I want to be? Okay, what do I want to do? And for me, it's like fixing problems all the time. So that's not who I want to be, and that's not what I want to do, but that's what I end up doing. That's my character, I don't know. That's what I've always done. It's not my character, it's just what I've always done. So I'm changing me, and I'm choosing me, and I'm creating who I want to be. So Rose is finding something to be silly about. Haha. So Mine. Ready? Down. Down? Yes, good girl. Okay, ready? Get it. So, Rose used to go absolutely crazy outside. And I used to think I couldn't train her because she's like this wild child. And once I started healing me, once I started letting go that I have no control, she's gonna be who she wants to be, right? A little wild child. But once I realized that I can communicate with her better if I communicate with me better. You can communicate with people better if you can communicate with you better. Because people are always going to mirror you. The whole world is going to be a mirror for you. My youngest son right now, he's 13, so he's a teenager, and he's going through, all the questioning of everything. And of course, I believe some really cool things, but it's not like, so our reality is exactly what we believe our reality to be. I had to fix Rose, and she pulled my thing out. Well, actually, I pulled it out, but while I was trying to get a hold of her, but that's okay. So we create our own reality. We create our own, we perceive, whatever we believe, all of it is ours. It's our choice, right? Like just now, I had to pause the video. This is a great example. I had to pause the video and pay attention to Rose because I needed to let her know that she was not allowed to behave like that. And she started doing her, protective barking, but I'm alpha. I need to be alpha because she needs to be okay. She cannot at all think that she is alpha. She can protect if I'm not here, but if I'm here, I'm protecting, and I'm protecting her. Because we've gone through so many different realities with Rose, I know where I stand with her and who I have to be. So when I paused it, I got her attention, and without even holding her this time, we're so far ahead, I got her to lay down and to stop her crazy acting, barking. I haven't been that close to this reality in, I don't even know, like her whole life. So I'm really, really, really stoked. We get to choose our reality. We get to choose who we are going to be in every moment. If you are choosing to be a victim and tell the victim story over and over and over and over again, you're going to constantly be mirrored that you are correct. You are correct. You are the victim. Bad things are going to happen all the time. I had this conversation. I was talking about Loki. So Loki is my biggest teacher, I guess, at the moment, because I'm trying to teach him things that he just wants to, of course, he's homeschooled as well, right? So he just wants to always question, always question. I love that he questions everything. I love it. And at the same time, I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay, this is awesome. And oh my God, I got my work cut out for me here. Because I need to be able to explain it or to let it go. Because sometimes he just doesn't really want to listen. He just wants to keep asking questions and questions, and I need to let him have that and let it go. I'm not perfect. I have never, ever, ever stated I was perfect. But I know that the more I work on me, and I know the more I'm solid in myself, knowing who I want to be, the better off I am. And the more I can understand the questions, and the more I can understand, not take it personally, the more I can understand that how to explain things, or the more I can understand, okay, he just wants me to let it go. A similar thing happened a couple weeks back when I got into a discussion, or tried to get into a discussion, but the person didn't want to hear me, and they only had, their reality was this, and it was solid. It was solid. I couldn't penetrate anyway. And then I realized, okay, yeah, you win. Okay, not that we were fighting, but that was what he thought, or they thought, right? That was going on, and I had to let it go. And I realized at the time that, okay, I just need to let it go. And then they said something else, and I was back to being that little girl, right? And somebody said something, and I had to get out of there. I allowed my emotions and my thoughts to become something I no longer wanted to be, and I had to walk away. And I did. I went for a walk, and I walked and I walked, and I was still could feel it inside me, this little girl crying. And I'm like, you know what? It's okay to cry. It's okay. And then I realized, because I didn't realize that it was um, trauma that I was holding on to. And then I did. And then I went, oh, it's okay. It is okay. I can experience this now. I can hold on to this now, or not hold on to it, but I can hold it and go, I see you. I feel you. I hear you. I let you go. And just let go of all of it. So I thought, it's so funny because I was practicing counseling for so long. First private sessions and family counseling, addiction, and just all different types of counseling. And then on my own practice. And then I went to employment counseling, and I was an employment counselor for quite a while. So in that practice, I know that you have to let go of so many things before you can actually believe in yourself. And so I'm finding still little things that I haven't let go of, that I've worked into my habit, right? And now, of course, for the past few years, I've been working on habits and getting out of my own way and becoming the person I really truly want to be. And because of all this, I've learned that it's okay when something comes up. It's okay to deal with it right then and there. It doesn't matter where you are. And even though I was letting go, at first I was like confused on how, what, it was such a simple thing. How did I allow, after so long of practicing not to let things like this happen, how did this happen? And then I was like, no, I'm just going to let it go, and I'm going to sit under this tree, and I'm going to just align with me. So another way to connect, for an empath to reconnect with themselves and get themselves centered, is being in nature. Touch the ground, take your shoes off, take your socks off, stand in the on the earth itself. Bury your feet in the sand, or I love burying my feet in the sand, by the way, or dirt if you can. Bury yourself in dirt. Sit by a tree, go hug a tree, walk in nature, go for a swim in a lake. Something that gets you connected in nature. I have some awesome trees here that I have in my backyard. I have full grass. Look at that. Tons of nature. But you can be who you really want to be. Connect in nature. Empaths get energy from nature, and they can become who they really want to be and connect with themselves when they're in nature. So I was sitting at this tree, and I started talking to myself basically, and saying to myself, I love you, and trying to figure out what it was. And then I figured out what it was, because I was connected with the tree. I was sitting on the ground beside the tree, like leaning on the tree. And I started realizing, started connecting, and started allowing it to go. And oh, okay, yeah, I get this now. I get this now. I understand. Okay, now I can release it. Now I can let it go. I started doing some tapping into myself to realize that I need to let this go, and I let it go. And then when I came back to the situation where we were, and the person also came back, and it was like nothing happened. There was no grudges. There was no pain. There was no holding on. There was nothing. I sent love, and I was love, and they were love. Whatever I reflected out came back to me. You get to choose you. Whatever is coming back is a mirror, so look at it. Look at it well, and become okay saying no. No, I can't do that. No, I'm sorry, I won't be able to do that. I had the hardest time saying no all the time. All the time. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I would just figure out a way to do it. Okay, can you, I don't know. I just would figure out and I would drain myself. You do not have to drain yourself, especially as an empath. So figure out what is yours and what is other people's. Whatever is other people's, let it go. And if it's yours, let it go too, because you don't need to hold on to anything, right? Sometimes it'll be trauma from earlier in your life or a past life. Let it go. Figure it out and let it go. Deal with it right then and there when it comes up. Get in nature, realign yourself. If something is coming to you, know that you have mirrored it out and it is coming back. So know that you are responsible for it. So figure it out and let that energy go. A lot of times it'll be like I said before, like your housing situation and money. Right now everybody's talking about the depression and talking about how money is and talking about, and it's everywhere. But you don't have to live what everybody else's reality is. You get to choose your own reality, and whatever you put out there will come back to you. So let it go. You are the creator of your own reality. And I really, really, really believe that you can have the best life you want. You can be the best you can be if you just believe in you. Know how important you are in your own life. You are the only one who will be with you from the moment you are born till the moment you die. The only person. Your parents usually die first. Your siblings, friends come and go, and maybe your family comes and goes. There have been tons, including in my own family, where parents don't even talk to their kids anymore, and kids don't even talk to their parents anymore. And it isn't even the same parents and kids. So you get to choose you. You are the only one who is responsible for your life. If you are not happy with your life, change it. Change you to have the best life you can have, because you are worth it. You are enough. Stop listening to everybody else. You deserve the very best. I really believe that. I believe in you. I love you. Make an amazing day.